So, anyways, this is a C15 Cat. The truck has million miles on it, over 1 million miles. Get a hold of the owner. They did put a new head on it. Don't sound like anybody did anything to bottom end. Runs really good. Bought out the auction. The ECM was replaced. They put a used ECM on it, so the check engine light flashes. Otherwise, runs fine. I did a coolant test today with the water bottle. I don't know if somebody familiar how to do that. And there's the miles on it. And it's a 10-speed, nothing special. The plan is, so on the engine, go back to the engine. I don't know how to run an overhead on a Caterpillar really good. I kind of know little familiar with it. So I got a guy up here in town. He will help me to, quite help me, but he will show me how to run overhead. And then after, when I see how it's done one time, I should be able to do it myself. Caterpillars are a little different than the Detroit. I got used to the Detroits. And what I'm gonna do, the oil pan will come off, and I got a new rotted main bearings. Some people might gonna think it's stupid to do that, but like I said, the truck has 1 million miles, and it's probably wouldn't hurt to do it, in my personal opinion. So I took the intake pipe off, which is right there. I just called them. All this piping from the intercooler to there will get painted. I want to paint the engine yellow, original color. The carpet needs to be cleaned, and I'm gonna take these fairings off and want to move fuel tanks to be flashed with the cab. The tires is good. I like the fifth wheel is right height for me. It is this thing has 40,000 pound suspension, so I really like that. And 10 speed I have is 18.5 on a torque. So far I did on a, I thought I need to replace this control arm, but what happened is it was loose on the cab, right? And I put new shocks in, and I just put new bolt up there, you guys can see. So the light's gonna get moved, this part is gonna get painted. When you take the fairings off, behind here, there's no paint. All the stickers will come off, and I like to find myself a 7-inch pipes. Otherwise, it's fairly good shape. There's a twin turbos on them. I know a lot of guys don't like them. I can't say much about them. Never had one. I heard they are kind of pain in the ass, because this is exhaust side, which is hot, just idle, and this is intake side. Look how tight it is. So this exhaust will heat this. First of all, compresses air twice, and then they have an aftercooler, which is in here, and then goes through the intercooler. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do, the intake manifold, the top turbo, and the bottom turbo, I will wrap it in heat tape, which about it's 50 feet of this stuff. It works really, really good. I mean, my previous trucks, all the trucks, I usually wrap the intake exhaust manifold with it. And a lot of guys says, well, how come it doesn't get on fire? It's made not to get on fire. And especially if you wrap a down pipe part of it, it helps a lot. Literally, it keeps the heat off. I'm impressed how good it works. So, and so far I see the Caterpillar is a lot more complicated than a Detroit. So I need to redo some of the wires and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's pretty dang good truck, and I like Peterbilt's. So I got a new seat I'm gonna put it in. That seat is kind of crappy. You can see it's ripped right there. And the cushion, the passenger seat is good shape, but I don't like how tall it is. I want to make it lower. So anyways, this is the view of the truck. And this is 07, and in my opinion, what they changed on it is the doors. That's basically it, because on my 2001 I used to have a window, they call a window, and this is the one south window, so this glass is kind of very dirty, so I'm gonna have to take this off somehow, clean it. And then I want to paint around the windshield too, because it's kind of crappy, and I'm gonna get 2 new windshields. So otherwise the hood has no cracks. The paint in really good shape, nothing peeling on the hood. And somebody did put this corner lights off the market, but it's basically it for now. So follow up on it. Something else I wanted to do. Oh, and I'm gonna check how much the dampener cost, because don't look like anybody changed the dampener on it. But it is marked, right here is marked for top dead center on number 1, TDC they call. So instead of pinning the engine, which I think I can show where you pin it, it's kind of, since it's a short hood, it's not extended hood. Get the flashlight going. It's hard to see. Right there, see the hole? I don't think I can fit the camera up there. But anyways, this thing right here, this is where you put your barring tool, and the hole right there, I think you guys can see. The hole right there, that's where you pin it. And basically it works. You turn the engine over and you pin on top that center, but you can pin on a number 6 or pin on a number 1. So you usually pin on number 1, and it's 1, 5, 3, and then 6, 4, 2. I think that's how it works, and you adjust the valves. Like I said, I don't have a book for it, and I better don't mess with that stuff. Like I said, Detroit's I can do with the closed eyes, Cummins, and everybody says the Caterpillar is the easiest one. I better pay the guy. He showed me how it's done, and I think it will save me a hassle. So that's basically it. Camera dirty or something. But that's basically it. Thank you.